Hey everyone, Parker Shockwave here. Today we'll be doing a commentary video between the ABCs and the Magnetic Warrior, two new structure decks that we just received last week. So far, the structure has been almost out for a week, and already ABCs has been topping in regionals all over the country. It's quite ironic that the two of Kaiba's most favorite monsters, the ABCs and the Blue Eyes, has been dominating the format, which Yugi's favorite March type monsters such as the Dark Magician or the Magnetic Warriors hasn't not really shown that much. I know Dark Magician has been topping just a little bit in regionals events so far, but they're not consistent enough to keep up with Blue Eyes or ABC. So going back to the duel, on the left side we have Jeff playing the ABC. This is a Synchro build. If you guys are not familiar with any of the new cards that are coming out in Invasion of Vengeance, there's a new Union monster that ABC can utilize and actually play a Synchro build, combining with the Karakuris. But I'll explain more about that card later when he actually brings it out. So as you can see, he did actually brings out his Infinity using his two Galaxy Soldiers that he was able to get from the first summon. So from here, he's gonna banish his three ABC monster, one in the field and two in the grave, so he can bring out the Dragon Buster. This card is a great upgrade compared to the XYZ Dragon Cannon. You know, with this card on the field, you're able to activate by discarding one card from your hand and choose one card on the field, banish it on either player's turn. So it's a quick effect. Also, you can actually tribute this card on your opponent's turn, so you can special summon those three monsters that brought it out back to the field when it was banished. With these two quick effects, it's very hard to get rid of the Dragon Buster. It's either the strong attack, its effect to banish, or other cards that might help support it, just like what you've seen right here. And Infinity could actually stop crucial plays that might get rid of your Dragon Buster or Infinity itself. But if you have cards like the Kaijus, you're able to get rid of it without your opponents responding to any of their effects with it. But if you don't have any of the Kaijus, you gotta look for alternative ways to try to get rid of it as much as possible. So as you can see on my turn, I'm trying to do that myself. So I have a very interesting hand right now. I'm trying to find some creative way to get around his board. I know Jeff is not familiar with the Gem Knights or even the Magnetic Warrior itself, so I'm trying to take advantage of that. So I started my turn by playing Brilliant Fusion. This way I can actually bring out my Gem Knight Zirconia. It only requires just a Gem Knight and a rock. So I had plenty of rock monsters to send out, but I sent out the Great Soldier of Stone. While it's in the grave, I can actually special summon it from the grave if I control all rock type monster, but Jeff decided to use his Cyber Infinity to negate that part of the effect because he did not want me to go into my rank 3 plays, because I do have a lot of good options to get rid of either his ABC or his Cyber Dragon Infinity. Since that didn't work out, I'm going to go with plan B and activate the Magnetic Field. This is a new card from the Yugi structure deck that's based around the Magnetic Warriors / Rock Earth type monster. So basically, if any of my level 4 or lower Earth type monster battles an opponent's monster, but that monster is still alive, I'm able to return that monster back to its owner's hands. So basically, I'm trying to bait out using his Dragon Buster effect on either one of my monsters or even the spell cards that I have currently face up on the field. He's contemplating on what to choose from here. He can actually choose any of my monster or even the two spell cards I have face up on my field, but he decided to actually use the effect on the field card. So basically, I'm going to take that huge chunk of damage and my Gamma will be gone. Afterwards, I'm able to attack with my Zirconia. If you guys have not seen it, I did actually use the second effect of Brilliant Fusion. By discarding my Twin Twister from my hand, I'm able to return my Zirconia's attack and defense back to where it originally was until the end of my opponent's turn. During my end phase, he actually activated his effect of the Dragon Buster to actually tribute itself so he can special summon the three ABC monster that brought it out in the first place. From there, he's going to use the Union Hanger effect. When he special summons a Union monster from his side of the field, he's able to attach a Union monster to one of those Union monsters that he brought out. So he is going to use the Torque Tune Gear. This is a new card I mentioned earlier that actually makes the equipped monster becomes a tuner, so you're going to synchro summon into his Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. But going back to this new card, is actually a level 1 machine tuner monster, 0 attack, 0 defense, so you actually could use machine duplication if you want to. Like I mentioned before, this card actually makes the equipped monster becomes a tuner, but also give that monster 500 attack and defense. Also, if your monster that is equipped to, that's going to be destroyed by battle or card effect, you're able to get rid of that card instead. pretty much standard for a lot of the other Union monsters that we have so far. So Jeff decided to activate Scarlight's effect, destroying all special summon monster with lesser attack than Scarlight. But we forgot that Scarlight only destroys special summon effect monsters, so it cannot destroy Zirconia because Zirconia is not an effect monster, it's just a normal fusion. But either way, he could have just brought out his ABC Dragon, Buster Dragon, to actually use his effect to banish that Zirconia and actually tap for game. Either way, I still lost this game and it's pretty much done from here. Now we're in game 2 and I'm going to start with Brilliant Fusion, a great way to start out with this build I made for the Magnet Warriors. Just like in the last game, I'm going to send Gem Knight, Obsidian, and the Century of Stones. This way I can actually have a graveyard effect of the Century of Stones to special summon itself. After I was able to special summon my Gem Knight Zirconia, I'm going to normal summon my Gamma. This way I can special summon a level 4 lower Magnet Warrior, so I'm going to special summon my Beta. This way I can actually search out for any level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior from my deck to my hand. And now I'm going to Exceed Summon into the Century with the Gamma so I can get my first Gorgonic Exceed monster. And then I'm going to special summon my Mythic Water Dragon since I do control a Earth monster. This way I can actually Exceed Summon into my rank 8 plays. So looking at this, I really have a good first turn board right now. I do have the number 38 to stop any of his crucial spells, especially the Union Hanger, and I do have Gorgonic to actually stop any of his monsters' effect being activated that might crucially hurt my cell out of the field. So going back to my turn, I do have the Colin Hunter already face down so I can bring back any monster if I really need to. But first I am playing the Twin Twister, get rid of the Alpha that was in my hand, and get rid of his Solemn Warning and his Vanity Empties, which it must be really hurting him, especially if he actually set up first instead of I did. Now I activate Call Hunter, bringing back my Alpha that I discarded earlier so I can actually use the effect to search out for my Berserkion. This way I'm able to special summon if I'm able to send a Gamma to the graveyard, because it's currently attached to Gorgonic Guardian at the moment, but I can't really activate the effect because he doesn't control any face-up monsters. From here, I'm going to attack over his monster with number 38, but unfortunately I did send his Crusher to the graveyard. This allows it to activate his graveyard effect to allow him to special summon a Union monster from his hand, which he's going to special summon his Buster, which also has a great defense as well, so none of my little guys can get over that. At this point, I'm going to my main phase 2, trying to go into a rank 3 play, trying to contemplate what to choose from here, but eventually I do choose to special summon into a second copy of my Gorgonic Guardian. This way I can have more ways to negate his effects if he's trying to bring out his big monsters again. So he decided to normal summon his Gold Gadget, trying to special summon another monster to his side of the field. I choose to negate that effect because I do not want him to spend more monster on board. I know that he's at this point can actually go into a rank 4 play, so I decided to save my second Gorgonic Guardian's effect so it can, if he brings out something crucial like a Castell or like say here this Utopia, actually can negate it before he can do any real damage. And also my number 38 could redirect any attack from any of my little guys into him by detaching one material, so there's not really much he can do. So at the beginning of the battle phase, I choose to activate the second Gorgonic's effect to negate his effect and reduce his attack to 0. So we're in the final game, and oddly enough, Jeff decided to go second, so I'm opening up with a pretty not so ideal hand. I'm able to go into my Guardian thanks to my Gorgonic Gargoyle. This allowed it to special summon itself when I'm normal summoning a rock type monster. So with that, I have a little defense, but the Call Hunter doesn't really help just because of it's not going to help me anything when he's spamming the board. I negated his Gold Gadget just because I didn't want him to spam the board, and hopefully that he didn't have other plays as well, but unfortunately he did have the Trans Modifier to get rid of the Gold Gadget so he can special summon the Galaxy Soldier from his hand. This way he can actually go in Infinity, and this is going to be really rough because there's nothing I can do at this point. So that's pretty much it for the matchup. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to see deck profile of these two decks, one Synchro build and one build of the Magnet Warrior with the Gym Knight support, please let us know and we'll try to get out there as soon as possible. This is Mark from Team Shockwave, signing out.